What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're bringing it back to our Phantasm movie marathon with the third film in the series. It's Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Released 6 years after the second film, which was released 9 years after the first. You can easily see how far apart each of these sequels are from one another, which, by the way, is pretty crazy given how consistent the cast is. With the second film being the exception, all 5 films have the same cast of Reggie, Mike, and the Tall Man, so that's a lot of commitment all on its own. Anyways, I'll be the bellwether here, and let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, bellwether. One that takes the lead or initiative, aka leader. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead, brings Mike and Reg back into the fold once more when the Tall Man successfully kidnaps Mike, and Reg must take to the streets to locate the Tall Man and kill him, which doesn't seem possible because he just keeps coming back. Along for the trip is Tim, a young boy with an experience in setting traps, like your typical Kevin McAllister, and Rocky, a young woman experienced in martial arts. Alright, so there's a lot to talk about with this film in so little time. First of all, I have stopped nitpicking the series as a whole just because I've realized that my questions won't ever really be answered. Instead, I get that a part of what makes this series so interesting is the fact that a lot of stuff happens is unexplainable and weird. That's kind of the point. But surprisingly enough, this film did answer a few questions that I've had since the first movie. It unlocked some of the mystery while opening up more questions for debate, as usual. So already, we're off to a good start. Next, I want to mention that the actor who played Mike in the first Phantasm film reprises his role in the third, and, as I understand it, every movie after it. While Mike was predominantly featured in the second film, he was recast, and I'm not entirely sure why. But he's back in his role for part 3, which, as a general rule, is pretty cool, especially when they have flashback sequences to the first film, and you could definitely tell it's the same guy. He's not the greatest actor in the world, and I feel like when they recast him, the newer actor was technically better, but original cast is original cast. Next, I want to say, while the second film felt more like a rehash of the first, this one felt more unique, like they added quite a bit of interesting and original aspects, like Jodie's ghost, like the silver ball that goes over to their side, like the young boy who knows how to set up some interesting booby traps, like with Rocky, the martial artist, like with the action sequences, which seem to be shot better in this film than any of the others. Also, I want to say, this film is visually appealing, specifically in lighting and color, in quite a few scenes actually. Where Phantasm 1 did a good job with production design with the mortuary, Phantasm 3 figured out some things with lighting, color, and practical effects that I really liked. But of course, this isn't a perfect film at all. No. I watched a part of this film with my wife present, and she just looks at me with this judgmental look. And I know, I get it, this is straight up campy B-horror stuff. They all are, and you can't get away from feeling like that. But at the same time, I don't think it was ever trying to be anything huge or serious. I feel like instead these people are just straight up having a fun time making a horror film. And that's it. Even so, it's hard not to realize when you have bad acting. There's bad acting on purpose to be funny, and then there's bad acting because the actors just can't act. And I feel like that's actually the main problem this film has. That'll probably be the biggest distractor while watching. But at the end of the day, so far, this is actually my highest rated film in the franchise. This could all change, of course, but I liked what they did. I liked that they answered some questions. I liked that they added more questions to the pile. I liked how they filmed and edited some of the action sequences. I liked the visuals. Honestly, I had a good time with it. So my unbiased score isn't terrible at 70%, and because it was fun in general, my biased score is actually 78%, averaging everything out to a final score of 74%. 74 out of 100 possible stars, granting Phantasm 3 with a letter grade of C. Not too bad, guys, not too bad. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this third film in the series, and if you prefer the original film or a later film that dives deeper into the Tall Man and his mythology. Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review, because there's more like it coming out. Hit the thumbs up button, because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon, because that'll help notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.